use a sheet, so you're good.
All right, we are going up. Hopefully this will be starting. Yes, we are live. All right, welcome everybody to another Old Ways of Spero. I am your humble Dungeon Master Benito, and my lovely cast of players. We welcome back Matthew Wild. Matt, introduce yourself and who you're playing as we go through this.
Hi, I'm Matthew. I'm playing Falsa Doom, the town's not so much marshal now, but local constable maybe when allowed or needed.
Yeah.
And his family is horse ranchers.
Go ahead, Jen.
Didn't know if you were going to go across or if you were going to go down.
I'm going down.
I am Jen. I am playing Lady Carowyn Cadell. Currently in charge of this here town.
Mark?
Yep, that's what I said.
And Mark?
Hey, I'm Mark. I am playing Starlock, investigator with the Circle of Blue Rose Mages. Here investigating the credibility of the wild stories coming out of this town on behalf of the Lord of Greyheim.
Tyler.
Hey everybody, I'm Tyler. I'm playing Tira's Road, the local druid, changed from Melbourne. And yeah, recently upgraded, but got some cool new wild shape abilities. Looking forward to trying them out.
Ooh, all right. And Stephanie.
I'm Steph. I play Balin Cadell, the roguish cousin to Lady Carowyn, and the forever black spot on the Cadell family.
Ooh. Art.
I'm Art. I'm playing Ash Exterigo, Priest of Cross. That's it. I don't know.
Leonika.
Hi, I am Leonika. I am one of the hosts of Tabletop Journeys, and I am playing Mshale, the Ranger Fox of Wellshire. And this is a character who is full of contradictions. And no, he does not do healing magics. Ash.
All right. And Jeremy.
Probably else has to.
I'm Jeremy, playing Yajiro Harinki, and I'm the tailor, as well as the insider for the Raven Queen.
The insider, indeed. We will also be followed by Nate. He's just running a little bit late. He is playing our infamous lazy bard, so we're having a little difficulty getting him out of bed, but he'll be here. All right, as we remember, our band had taken a short trip to Greyheim for aid and kind of clarification to the Lord, what was happening in Wellshire. A lot of events have been kind of leaking out about mystical creatures and some conflict with the rival and neighboring town of Breckenvale. On their way back, that conflict seems to have gotten more intense because they were attacked by Breckenvale forces. They were able to defeat the forces handily, only losing a couple of knights in the process. But by the time they got back, they realized another one of the runes on the Black Zodiac had started to fill, and it was apparently a beast that was a cavern that sort of manifested and connected to the actual basement. So the band had to split up in two different parts to find out where the beast might be from, and each did have a beast in it, but the beast from the Zodiac was actually a minotaur. And our heroes desperately and gave pretty much everything they had on the brink of death, were able to defeat the minotaur. But on the other side of Displacer Beast was able to befall Larkin, one of our fellow allies to the group as well, before aid could be administered to him, giving us two bodies now, one in Brit and one in Larkin for the group. Now, we are pretty much going to get a quick group is getting back with stuff, and then we will kind of speed time up. That's where we're going to be kind of at with things, and there'll be a lot of just deciding what you want to do through the town and some actions with that. So I will start first with you, Lady Carowin. Your band will, more or less, you guys will get back. You have defeated the Black Zodiac Minotaur. Ian has come back with apparently gutting and looting the Minotaur, and he has stuff, but he will be able to tell you that when he gets back. He's not able to hide everything that he's gotten from it.
So we're in town?
You'll be coming out of your basement. I don't know exactly what you guys want to do in terms of Larkin falling or anything else you want to kind of immediately set up before I speed time up.
I definitely get Larkin's body at very least to the basement, and I would do the medicine check to make sure I couldn't do anything to revive him.
Yeah, he was struck so hard before and near the end of it to put enough blows that was caused him to pass. He was not on the brink of unconscious.
Then, knowing that he was a friend of Balin's, I would have tried to find her and ask her the pertinent question, because he showed up with her, so does he have family? What are his beliefs? How does those kinds of things.
Magdalene's also a friend too. She'd be there too.
Is she in town?
She was in that tunnel with us.
Oh, was she?
Yep.
Yep.
I don't remember where Balin was.
I was running back because Larkin made a loud screaming.
So you probably would have come across Larkin before we got there then.
Yes.
Your group will get together. Like I said, the only one that's really kind of off doing his own thing is Ian Spire.
No, we're just trying to figure out who knew what, when, where, and how.
Yep.
So we'd basically all be together in the basement with Larkin's body and figure out where to go from there.
Shelley will stand silently, kind of next to, but stand back, not intrude on whatever grief process Balin needs to go through.
Okay.
We're all in the basement?
Yeah.
We're just, right. Yeah,
Unless we want to go somewhere else.
I leave the basement, and I want to make my way to Mr. Farrington's.
Okay.
Shelley will follow unless Balin tells him to stop.
No, I'm by myself here.
Okay. He's following though. Are you gonna try to lose him?
Nope. No, I will, as long as she says that to me out loud, I will not follow.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be stealthy about it. I'm literally going with her because I think she needs to have a friend with her. And if she says she needs to do this alone, then I'll honor that. And
There's
I'm doing
no
that
joking,
kind of
there is no nothing, there is... No, I'm by myself right now.
Okay.
And I want to go to Mr. Farrington's.
Okay.
So I will nod, and he'll turn around and make sure nobody does follow.
Gotcha.
Do the cracks appear to disappear when we leave them?
No.
All right.
When Balin left, were you trying to hide it, or did you just turn around and leave?
I just turned around and left.
As you would have left, Carolyn would have at least reached out with her hand to grasp yours for a moment, to give you a squeeze, and then let go. All right.
I am not the fun, jovial Balin.
Okay.
So...
Carolyn will watch her go with tears in her eyes.
I would, since Balin left, I'd ask Magdalene, did he have a preferred deity or any preferences you would imagine needed for his final rites?
No, I mean, we know what we signed up for. This is the Society of Oaths is high risk, low reward guild that we follow.
Understood. I will get his body to the temple and prepare for funeral rites for him along with Brit. And actually we lost 2 knights on the way too, so we'd be in the process of having multiple funerals. Well, yeah.
Okay, Magdalene will aid you.
So
Yeah, maybe
that's what
maybe
I'd
in wrapping
go
and
with.
stuff like that, but not carrying. But
Yeah.
Ben, I'm sending you something.
okay,
Starlock is standing just like, I assume that there's essentially a loose ring of people in the basement discussing the events and what's going on. You've all known each other for a while, and Starlock is like 1 or 2 steps back out of that circle, just sort of kind of looking toward the middle of the circle, eye sort of on the middle distance. He's fidgeting with a key on a necklace, and his lips are moving, but he's not really saying anything. He's just kind of one hand on the key, the other hand is, for lack of a better term, kind of stimming while he just listens quietly to something he can't engage with.
okay. All right, Jeremy,
Where
did,
am I?
everyone's in the basement until they've moved on. So, Balin has gone off. She's apparently going to meet somebody that she wants to talk to. She's left everybody else behind. Ash is preparing the body of Larkin with Magdalene, but has not yet left, but very soon. So, unless you want to do something, everyone is there. They're sort of distancing, like, I mean, you're in a very large room where the circle is, but you guys are not very close, so to speak, but you're all together.
Everyone, or is Thulsa not involved yet? Because I wasn't involved in
Correct.
the
You'd be. I'm sorry, Matt. You are be the only one that is not involved.
Okay. I'm gonna leave and see if I can track down Balin or where she went.
Okay. Give me an investigation.
As you pass him, Shala, he will ask you, do not follow her.
4.
Okay. He says that to you. He tells you not.
There's no reason for Mshala to know that I'm looking for Balin.
He could
I
be
didn't say
assuming.
that loud.
He could be assuming. So you could tell him you're not. You could deceive him, lie, whatever. He just sees you leaving.
Okay, yeah. I'm not looking for Balin.
All right. All right. Let's move on. Balin, you get to your destination.
Well, Mr. Farrington,
Yes, Balin.
I have some unsettling news for you. You might want to sit down.
Oh, okay. He sits.
So, well, Larkin died.
Dead? You were just here.
Yeah. Now he's not.
Oh. He was a good
But I
lad.
figured of everybody in the town, you should know. I mean, your connection with him.
He was a good lad.
He was also your son.
Yes. Well, we knew what we were doing. I take it this was more of what's going on with the beast?
Only a lot, yeah.
It's magic, Balin. don't like it.
And you wonder why I chose to just be a straight rogue and not deal with magic.
But if the town is in danger, where is he now, my son?
They're preparing funeral rites for him as a form of respect. Though I'm sure half the people are kind of glad he's gone. Most of them didn't trust him. Even though they grew up with him, but what would that mean to them?
These are bad times. Bad times, dear. I mean, with all the soldiers in town, we're hearing of Breckenvale. This is just the beginning. I can already feel it.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of tired of losing people. Because as of now, aside from you and Carowin, and we're not talking about Thomas, he's not even a part of this. I have nobody left. I have no one.
I'm sorry,
I'm
my
kind
dear.
of tired of this.
He gets back up, he walks over to you, and he puts his arms around you. You can tell he's sobbing a bit himself.
Balin just breaks down and starts crying.
Okay. You guys have a moment of recuperation. Nathan, welcome.
Look what you walked into.
Welcome to the Sobfest.
Yeah, I see this.
I told them that you were a little behind because you have a lot of possessions from looting the Minotaur.
Yeah, it's gonna take me a minute to walk out of the
But
cave.
they know that you've done so.
Okay.
Tyros, are you staying a bit more behind too, I take, to harvest both Minotaur and Displacer Beast?
Yeah, I want to see what kind of organs and I know that the Minotaur has some magic about it. I don't know if any of its organs are useful or not, but I want to poke around in there and see. So,
can you give me you're gonna do the Displacer Beast first because that's where you're running to. So I need a survival
Yeah.
check with that, please.
yes, +5 for survival.
Okay. In all essence, you have the coat and a lot of claws, fangs, whatever you kind of need from that, and organs from the Displacer Beast. No problem. So with the right Arcana magic from the right person, you could make a Displacer cloak out of that.
Nice.
And I need you now to roll for the Minotaur.
13.
You're able to do the horns from him. Maybe a couple organs, but he was severely damaged from the battle. There wasn't much there. Give me also an Arcana check, please. Wow.
3.
Alright. You will tell that this definitely was some sort of mutated Minotaur. Much larger. There are strange, the blood is different. It doesn't seem natural. There was a lot more to. Basically, it seems like this thing was yeah, like I said, mutated is the best thing. It was definitely much more highly powerful than what you've known or could possibly be out of a being. There's a lot of things in this that just seems unnatural.
Might not be safe to use this for anything more than a simple coat then, or the horns for instruments or such, rather than trying to make use of the magic.
Okay.
Alright.
Carowin. Your group is around. At this time, Thulsa, you would also have arrived down with a couple of guards, because it definitely looks like the events that whatever the heroes were doing has settled. So everybody is there except Tyros, Ian, and Balin. and Yujiro.
I'm kind of standing off to the side, just kind of watching. I'm kind of quiet.
Then what do I know of what I'm responding to?
You do
Why
know.
am I coming down?
You know one of the ruins, the beast filled up. You don't know much more. You're assuming that it had something to do with the basement. All the heroes were in there, and you now just heard. You are hearing talk that 2 of them have come out, Balin and Yujiro. So that is the most that you know.
But do I know there was a conflict, or do I know that the ruin filled up?
You're assuming there was. You just don't know what, where, or how.
Okay, so we'll come in kind of ready for action. You know, hand holding the weapon, ready to, to kind of like leap to a moment's notice of left or right or forward, back. Coming in kind of cautious but hurrying.
Okay. I believe with this group, most of them are all right. I don't think anyone's really wounded that you see.
Isn't
I don't
the
think
people pretty messed up?
No, those extra hit points that we got were freaking
Key.
I got jacked up almost. Actually, several of us almost died.
Yeah, but it's
In-
Ian
in our
and you
section.
aren't there. You're the 2 I know got really messed up,
Yeah.
but you're not what he sees.
Okay. For no one
I'll
here.
put it to you this way: I still have the 8 extra temporary hit points.
Well, actually, Starlock is a little bit disheveled. Some of his clothes seem to be either scuffed or torn around his ribs.
Okay, yeah.
He's got a split lip and a black eye.
Alright, so Starlock is the only one that looks messed up a bit.
Yeah, but nobody's in immediate dying, so I can finish with the deceased before I do any healing.
Oh, yeah. So, Lady Carowin, you see Thulsa, a couple
rolling
guards.
in, ready for action. Well,
rolling in.
I
How?
understand welcome home's warranted here. Welcome home, folks.
Also, it didn't go well.
What didn't go well?
We lost lives. We stopped the creature. Plural. But we lost lives.
There's already a creature here. How to get through the town defenses?
It came underground.
Well, shit.
That's putting it mildly, because the doors are still there.
We weren't thinking underground.
No, we weren't, and now we have to because these doors haven't sealed yet.
It doesn't appear that they will.
Well, who'd we lose? I mean, you all look okay.
There's a dead body in the middle of format.
Yeah. On the way here, we lost Brit. And here on this field, we lost Larkin.
And we lost one of the white elf knights that was coming with us.
Mm-hmm.
A challenging night. Day, to be sure. Lady Caroline, do you have need of me here?
No.
The way you say that. Forgive
All
me.
we've done is lost. how many we've lost since this whole began. My parents lay half dead upstairs. Who knows if or when they'll wake up. Every time we've had a beast show up, we have lost.
How many have you saved? How many
How
could
many
have
more?
died?
How many more are we gonna have to lose? How many are gonna be left in this town by the time we consider ourselves one?
That is the challenge that we all stand against the darkness in. That is the thing that we get up for every morning.
And Charlie walks over to Lady Carowin. Forgive me, milady. He grabs you by both of your shoulders and he looks you dead in your eyes. He breathes in deeply and he says, "You are our leader. Our losses are great, and they wound us deeper than any cut. When we leave this room, lean on us to help to give you strength, but show them the fear of them outside these walls, the fierceness you show about. And I will stay as long as you have need of my strength." And with that, he lets go of you, steps beside you to your right, and waits for your word.
So where, pray tell, in all of this, is Murray?
Who? Well, you don't know. I mean, you imagine somewhere west of the town?
Oh, has he been sent away? Because I thought he was staying. Sir Murray was staying here.
Yeah, but remember there was a
Hamlin,
mobilization going on that they were dealing with that wasn't the beast. Because remember, you still have Breckenvale to deal with. So that seemed to be what the knights were dealing with. So the beast got away a lot, was able to do a lot because Breckenvale's threat value to the town has pushed a lot of your patrols, your inner guard, possibly Thulsa was amongst that. Definitely Murray's knights. Also, your cousin that also came down. A lot of them are kind of dealing with protecting the outer rim of the town.
I thought literally we came back and from dealing with the previous threat on the road. Attack and then
which heightened every of them all up because basically they now know you were attacked. Because this was the thing. Breckenvale was a potential threat of what was going on. You guys have some now literal threat, but that still hasn't gotten back to Greyheim. Like that's an act of treason that Breckenvale has pulled off. So there's a lot still transpiring between the authority of militia with the Greyheim forces to deal with that aftermath.
Alright, I missed that part.
Well, it wasn't really explained. It would be something that you would understand, because, again, I was distracting you with the Breckenvale, with the beast. So you came in having losses from Breckenvale forces. Then you were like, oh shit, now the beast is filling up. Where is that? Found out it was the caverns and rushed in to deal with that as immediately you did. You didn't really have a lot of time to deal with, the knights and your own town militia or anything like that, because you guys were desperate to make sure that you got into those caverns before it got to that circle, especially since there were 2 ways into it, and you had panicked that it would be there very soon, and it was pretty close. Your timing was just in time.
I mean, technically, then her question still would have been valid because she would not have known where he was.
Correct. Thulsa, you would know that the Greyheim Knights, the Elk Knights, are like moving more west and setting up sort of picket line to patrols to watch for possible flanking, knowing they don't have enough army militia part using your men to that regard, because it had just gotten back that Breckenvale attacked the knights on their way back from Graham. And that's a pretty significant news in itself.
Where does Murray make his headquarters in town?
You know the Big Tent, but he's not. You know he's not there because, like I said, the news got in and all the men started to respond west because the attack wasn't that far away. It was probably like 20 miles from Wellshire, so that meant there could be a bigger component of an army because they're trying to decipher how much of Breckenvale is attacking and is there other connections to rumors going on. This is pretty widely unknown information, so they're in a bit of a desperate gambit to find as much intel as possible.
So I'm in a situation where Murray has kind of taken all the men that are militarily capable, gone out of town, and left me in town to protect it.
Not all the men, but like a good amount of your forces are, like a lot of them are west. There are picket lines north, northeast, east, southwest, west, all that stuff, kind of get, any type of intel of anything moving around. Then there are forces that are being moved out because your foxes are decimated. So they're trying to move out and trying to find if there's an army out there or several to find out what is going on, because nobody believes that attack was all of Breckenvale's forces, because they know that Breckenvale is a very established military type of town. You guys know some of that firsthand from being infiltrated priorly before. So that's what those forces are trying to do.
And out of curiosity, the Fae, are they still in town?
They're still in town near the church. They're the only ones that are not being used by the Greyheim Knights.
Okay. So now with Tulsa having all that knowledge.
Yada. Men have moved out of town. They're trying to discern whether it's a greater military threat. They've set up picket lines, basically circling the town in case Breckenridge attacks from any direction. Murray's not in the town currently. He's headed out into the field to lead from the front. But we thought we had a little more time before it showed up, because usually 24 to 48 hours has been the time frame for critters to arrive once the rune fills in. We didn't think about it coming from underground.
Well, now we're going to have to think about them all coming from underground, because these two passages are still here.
You see, Starlock.
Passages.
Go ahead, Dawson.
That was my question. When you say passages, so looking around, is there actually new tunnels in the ground?
Well, there's one big doorway behind us.
Well, weren't they? Then they were a little hidden, weren't they?
What was hidden?
The passages that came in here.
I'm Shally found.
Well, it was one passage that split.
No,
They were secret doors.
Yeah.
Effectively. Basically, these were built into the building.
No, Starlock discovered that he thinks that the land created them recently. You did find them as secret doors, but as you went through, Starlock's arcane eye deciphered that these kind of formed relatively recently, like the land made them happen.
So if you don't see it, kind of point to the two spots on the wall where they were. There you go.
Yeah, they're open now.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, are they across? I couldn't remember if we deciphered this before. Are they across from the rune that the beast rune? like adjacent to it?
No, I mean the runes in the middle. The circle is in the middle, and they were
Right.
opposite of on the two walls there.
Okay.
I wouldn't say
So no
directly,
apparent
but
rhyme or reason.
no, not directly, but they definitely were. They were definitely opposite of each other, like they lined up perfectly across each other, but not to the circle itself.
So there isn't like a hinged door or panel to the openings. They literally were just like an optical illusion, or it opened up to allow the beast out.
Archways that just formed or something to that effect.
So, a significant hazard to collapsing the tunnels can be whether or not the island allows that to happen. Because the island formed the passageways to allow the beast to approach the town underground. So even if you had checked or had some means of checking for cavernous passages, they wouldn't have been here a day or two before the event. Collapsing the tunnels means that the beast could come right up, or the next thing could come right up to the collapse, and we wouldn't have any way of checking on the tunnels before it was already this close. However, if you have carpenters and metalworkers that can seat a door in those two apertures, I can periodically lock them magically. We would still have access to those tunnels, but people couldn't just wander down them and get lost, and other random vermin couldn't just wander into the basement.
If the island can form openings, does it matter that these two openings are here? Would that just not make it easier for them to walk through, and therefore we at least know which direction they come?
Okay, we can leave these completely open while you sleep at night if that makes you feel better, or I would be more comfortable with at least a token bit of resistance, though your point is valid. I think that having open passages for enemy forces without any kind of pretense of stopping them uncomfortable.
I think
Starlock, would it be more feasible to put your locks on these passages, or is it possible to create some sort of barrier around this room?
So I have the capability to magically lock a closed door or gate or other such thing, but it needs to, I can't lock a open archway. So that's why we would need to have a door set in the portal. I could lock the door at the top of the stairs, but then that prevents our easy access to the rooms down here, to the wheel or whatever it was called. I do have the capability to seal off dimensional portals, but I don't think that's what these archways are. Also, I think the portals that we saw down inside the cavern are probably already deactivated. And I would have to study further to see if the island could just create a new portal 5 feet to the side, or if there are other more specific geographical, magical, alchemical needs that show why the portals were made where they were. For instance, if it can just open a portal anywhere, why did it open a portal all the way down there? Why didn't it just do it right here in the basement, just feet from its goal? There is a lot of very perceived and felt helplessness working directly against the island, but I think we can also see that it has rules and constraints too. Odds still favor the house, but there are rules that we may be able to investigate and manipulate.
I like Starlock's idea of putting doors in there, then locking them. And if we can get our hands on some powdered diamond to focus the magic, I could put wards on that, lists on them of warding. That's an expensive component, but it's needed to focus the magic.
What can I do to help?
Shale, why don't you go to the blacksmith and see if he can fashion iron doors?
That can take some time, but I will definitely go.
Wood and iron, just something nice and strong and sturdy. This way, if the wards fail, at least there's a sturdy door.
Agreed.
I imagine wood to make it stronger.
2 layers of protection is better than 1.
I will go without hesitation. I'll move as fast as I possibly can towards that end.
And while we're working on all this, and this is honestly a tremendous greeting and first entrance into a town, but as we're working all this, I've already set my clothes into better repair, but I could really use a sandwich and a beer, and we could deal with a nap a little bit later while we work, but I think we have all busted ass, and I, for one, am exhausted.
And Starlock, it's only midday. Guessing. Now you
We haven't had lunch yet, but we have killed 2 epic beasts.
3.
And now you see what we are up against. If it's not threats within, it's threats without. Both of the natural and of the unnatural.
Alright, as you were discussing that, Ijiro, you find Balin coming out of a home with an older man. They seem to be, like, definitely upset, but they are coming out. You're muted.
Thank you. Hey, Balin, are you okay? I mean, obviously, that's kind of a rhetorical question.
I'm fine. What are you doing here?
I was looking for you, actually. So I know what it feels like to lose somebody that you don't think you should have lost. Especially too early. What if there would be a way to make that loss not have happened?
Didn't you not like him and not like me? What is this?
Well, wait. I think you have me confused with somebody else. I didn't even know him.
You definitely didn't like the thought of a stranger in town, even though he grew up here. I do remember, because I wrote it in my notes, which didn't.
So, that means that I didn't know the character? Because, Jeremy didn't know the character.
Okay, so time out on roleplaying. So, when Balin moved to live with Carolyn and her family, Larkin came with me because his mom was my mom's lady-in-waiting.
Okay.
So, both my parents have died, and all I had left was Larkin and his mom. So, as the next way to family, they moved us 3 over there, and his mom ended up passing away. I don't remember how. But we all grew up as kids, per se. So, Larkin was in town with all of us, but he wasn't a Cadell. He was just kind of like that tree branch you tape on to a family tree.
Which is why Yujiro may only slightly know him or doesn't really know him all that well, because he has a much more distant connection until very recently as your new tailor.
Which is fun, but I also wrote that he didn't like him. Jeremy didn't like Larkin.
Well, Jeremy comes across as a lot of people he has an issue with until you get down to the roots, which is why I love having him here.
Well, I've also known Jeremy for years. We all know this. But anyway, in my notes, I wrote it down.
Alright.
So anyway,
So,
hey, Mom.
I apologize if it came across that I didn't like Larkin. I am very distrustful of anyone that isn't within the inner circle, really. And I think that the events of recent are a pretty good reason to be that way.
That's how I live my life, so...
Very fair.
What are you talking about?
So, the patron that I have pledged myself to, similar to Ash has pledged himself to his patron, mine happens to be the patron of death and inevitability, the end. But at times, she is willing to make the sacrifice not happen at that time, right? So she could bring him back. He will obviously inevitably die. But for now,
Boy,
she could bring him
the
back.
patron of death is Osiris. Who are you
So-
connected with?
One of the patrons of death is Osiris. One of the other patrons of death is the Raven Queen.
I've not heard of this Raven Queen, Balin. But you're
She's a
saying
newer patron to
you're
this
saying the
idea.
Raven Queen.
So is this
Can
the
bring
person
my
you've
boy
been
back.
talking to this whole time?
Yes.
You're
She's
not
the
just
one-
crazy? Because I still think you're kind of crazy.
I mean, sometimes I come off as a little crazy. I don't think I'm crazy though.
I'm
He
still
never do.
there. Anyway. So what's the catch? There's got to be a catch.
So the catch is that you would become a follower similar to myself. You would pledge yourself to acquire a patron.
I'd have to be acquired to her.
Yeah, similar to anyone who pledges themselves to a patron or a god. You don't have to say Hail Marys every day or anything like that.
I don't even know
But-
what those are, so okay.
She has to know that you believe in her.
This is a lot for one day.
As she would say, a black sheep can find trust in black raven wings.
Just because we have the same color palette doesn't mean that we're exactly the same yet.
That's correct.
Can I have like a moment to think about this? This is a lot for me.
You can
And then
absolutely
looking
have a
to,
moment. The
I
one
would look to
thing-
Farrington though and be like, well, do you have a say? Because I mean,
if he were
kind
to
of
come
into
back,
this too.
it needs to be very soon, while he's fresh, as you would say.
Well, I mean, can I get like an hour?
I don't think that that's too long. Yes.
Because I mean, it's not like we have modern medicine. He ain't going anywhere very soon. All right, give me an hour. Give me an hour. This is not something I can take lightly.
I agree. It is definitely something you should take seriously.
So,
So, I'll leave Balin.
Okay. What would you like to do, Balin?
well, right now, like if there was thought bubbles, it'd be like the emoji. Look to Farrington and be like, "Ooh, what?
Isn't he the tailor?
Well, apparently he does more on the side. He has a hobby.
I normally say hobbies such as that are very distrustful, but
I know,
He
look at what
has-
he wears.
he has been a guardian of this town for some time. I've seen him with you all. I mean, has an elegant blade. Is there more to him?
I mean, we've got some pros and cons here. Larkin would come back, which means
And I'm very in
Son.
favor of. We are both in favor of that.
Well, it has to be on the pro list eventually, so put it on top. You know, your son, my forever partner kind of person.
Oh.
But then I would also have to dedicate myself to this Raven Queen. I mean, I'm not against birds, but I'm not that familiar with this one. We both like black. That's a good thing.
Yes. But I do know such greater beings are heavy prices to the soul.
Well, quite frankly, what kind of soul do I have anyway?
Well,
I've literally just been a random person in towns most of my life. Even in my own...
Your soul is free-spirited, Balin. That's why I recruited you. I mean, you will take risks that others are afraid to do. What that man talks about is not unaligned with your boldness, dear. You are one that will take these chances. You are not afraid of consequences. But I must hesitate. Those are usually a hard price for you to pay, but I wish the boy was asking the price out of me. I just feel conflicted with it being an ask on you.
Well, I'm younger. I have better joints.
Do not think that is what he is asking of. A price on the soul of history in this realm is indeed a heavy price.
Would it be considered selfish if I did? I mean, how does this not interfere with fate and things that are supposed to happen and whatnot?
He comes at the most opportune time in terms of our pain, our wants, what we would conflictedly believe in. But if he is true to this cause, I mean, if Larkin returns as my boy, your love, I mean, couldn't say I wouldn't pay the price myself.
Alright. Well, I need to get back to town. I'm sure everyone's wondering, oh, where's the moody Balin at right now? So, I'm going to say my goodbye and think about my decision walking back into town. With all sorts of dramatic music playing in the background.
Take care, Balin. I wish I could say more.
Yeah, well, such is my lot in life. So.
All right. Tyros and Ian, you make your way back to the group with your collective goods.
So we come out of the manor.
No, you go. You came out of the tunnels and into the basement, and there is Dulce, Lady Carowin, Starlock, and that would pretty much be it.
Okay, so if that's the case, everyone's going to see me coming out dragging a suit of armor, a spear, and a sword. Because I can't really hide those.
And I've got the displacer beast, like, gutted, just got the full pelt.
Yeah, you smell.
Okay, so he comes out the other side as I'm coming out mine.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop the armor, the spear, the sword, walk up to him, and punch him in the face.
Ooh.
Because I am mad that he ran away when we were getting attacked, and he saw what attacked us.
Well, you need to sock. Go ahead. I mean, well, you get hit, Tyros.
What is a punch? Is that like a D4?
1 point of damage, and your
It's just 1
strength.
point of damage.
I have -2 strength.
So you bitch slap him.
And you hurt yourself. You broke your own hand.
Yeah, you hurt your finger as soon as you hit Tyros' jaw.
I'm
It
just
was your
mad.
playing hand.
Alright, that's fair. I deserve that. I shouldn't have left you guys behind. I tried to slow him down
I'm
and
just
induce his
behind.
speed growth.
No, you don't understand. I almost died.
I would have came back and revived you.
No, I would have been dead
Is,
by the
is
time you
Ian,
came back.
Nate, is Ian really badly beat up?
Ash, you're not there. You've now taken the bodies away.
Oh, okay. Can't help you, sorry.
It's fine. I can heal myself, and after the level up, I'm not dying. But let's just say if Lady Carowin didn't do her +8, I would have been on the ground in like the second round of that fight. So I was mad.
That's fair.
So I'm gonna see everybody, not care what's going on, go back, grab the stuff, and just drag it up the stairs and go sit down in one of the rooms.
Okay.
Bloodied and everything. I don't care.
All right. Well, I guess we'll get to Umshali then.
I'm right here.
All right, Umshali. You are seeing the smith.
We just lost Matt.
Uh-oh. All right. Umshali.
We have need of your skills.
Okay.
We need a door. We need a pair of doors fashioned quickly. I'll get others to bring the wood, but we're going to need iron bars to make them reinforced doors.
All
I'll
right.
fetch the carpenters. You get whatever you need. Meet us at the Cadell Estates.
Okay. Very much business.
Very much. Thank you. I didn't say so, but it seems as though you're already aware that I am, of course, on Lady Carowin's request.
Yes. My boy talks of you.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll move on to the carpenters so I can get wood brought there as well.
Okay. Carowin, is there anything you wish to... I mean, I'm going to assume now the group is just ready to dissolve into kind of like chilling out.
I will grab Starlock and go up the stairs so that I can direct him towards the kitchens so that he can introduce himself, but I'm going to be distracted by Ian being there. So I will stop and I will Ian, this may not be the best time, but do you remember that lantern
Yeah.
from a while back?
Yeah.
Do you know where it is?
Yeah.
I know you've had it a minute. So when you're feeling better, because when you're feeling better, I'm curious to know if that lantern will reveal anything down there,
Yeah, probably.
or in my parents' room, or in my room, or in Balin's room, or hell, the whole building.
Yeah. I can grab it. I'll give it to you.
I think sooner than later.
Okay. I'll just drop everything on the ground and so that you can go grab it.
If you happen to see Yajaro, since he seems to kind of know something about this, and I'll talk to Starlock. And then I'll take Starlock to the kitchens and get him his asked for lunch, and I'm probably realize I'm hungry too and get something to eat.
Fair enough. All right.
Greatly appreciate it.
Okay. I'm going to do two things. Balin, you're in walks with yourself. Where did you wish to go? Or is there something in your mind you wish to resolve? You're muted. Nope, not yet. You'll lose your voice.
Yeah.
You hear me now?
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go find Zero. I'm going to go straight to find him.
He's not too far. He seems to be leaning up next to one of the houses.
Like Fonzie style?
Fonzie style. He looks cool. Jeremy, you there?
Let's not give him too much credit.
Well, we might have to wait. I'm gonna wait till it pop back up. Alright, well, I'll wait until he pops up, so be right there ready for this. Wow. Actually, there's a couple of key people I need right now. I got 2 people doing something with 2 people that I need to be there, not there. Ash, you are preparing bodies?
No, I do not wish to prepare the bodies. I wish to leave the bodies in the hands of the other priests there.
Okay.
I just wanted to get it to the church. There are other priests that can handle taking care of the bodies, and then I would be going back to the estate to investigate things further for now. At
All
quick
right.
glance, are all the Fae still at the church? Or around
Yes.
the church?
Yeah, they're not too far back. They're not, or you know where most of them are. Like, they'll tell you they're outside town, camping out.
The Fae are outside the town?
Yeah. Well, they're in the fields, more or less.
It's still, nobody's right there, which is what I kind of want.
Well,
No, I don't... what?
I'm saying that, we'll see. Firetouch and Bernhardt will be in the near in the temple. They'll just let you know that the rest of them are close by, where they can get to them.
Fire Touch has come back from going to the summer court?
I'm sorry, only Firetouch is there. Bernhardt is not returned. He's the one that went to the.
Fire Touch is the one that went. Bernhardt's the one that stayed.
I have Bernhardt to win.
No big deal. I will flip it around, and
Okay.
that becomes the...
But yeah, but only one of them is there. Yeah, I'm sorry. So Firetouch is the only one that would be remained. The rest of them would be.
All right, then I would ask him to come back with me and explain to him on the way back. It's obvious I have a dead body, so the other priests know what needs to be done.
Okay.
That's what to do.
All right.
And then I would explain to Bernhardt on the way back what we had seen, because I want to go back down and examine those tunnels some more and see if he has any insight.
Okay, as you are returning, Tyros has apparently cement mortar that he's apparently going to do something with in the basement.
Well, I have an idea. I want to run by the group. This symbol keeps filling with blood, and the creatures are coming to the symbol. It seems we could maybe just fill in the symbol ourselves with something other than blood. Maybe fill it in with mortar and prevent the blood from getting in, and the creatures wouldn't show up.
While I appreciate the ingenuity, do you actually think that would work?
I don't know why it wouldn't work.
Do you know much
Have
about
you attempted to interfere with the runes before,
We're
breaking
not there.
them?
You're not there. Only
Yeah.
Ash is there.
I thought it was where it was. Never mind.
No, you're eating it. I will caution you that anybody who has tried to reach into the circle has become hurt in a way that I can't heal with divine magic. It is some level of damage that comes from, as best we can tell, the realm. I don't think pouring mortar onto these symbols is going to stop them from filling. I'm worried that it might hurt you. I
I
don't
wouldn't
know.
touch it. We would do it via like a wooden shoot.
Do you know much about magic or anything like that? Schooled in the magical ways?
Only that I've ascertained on my own.
So, you really feel like pouring mortar into it is going to stop it? That's simple. Stop the realm with mortar.
If the blood doesn't get in there.
How about this? Why don't you go ask Starlock what he thinks about that? He's more arcanely attuned than I would say.
Hmm.
He's here to investigate this. You could run that by him and see how he feels about it.
Alright. I'll make my way off to go see Starlight.
All right. While you're doing that, okay.
Sorry, I just looked that off.
Awesome. Balin, you will find Yujiro. Yujiro, you are Fonzie styling against one of the buildings. One of the local buildings, nothing in particular. You seem just to know when to be out of sight and waiting. And Balin is approaching you.
I walk up to you and just, yes.
Yes. Yes, what?
My answer is yes. I will do what you asked.
Okay. I mean, I didn't really ask a lot of you. I don't think. Really, it's just.
You're giving me crap? I just answered your question and it was positive.
No.
What the hell?
It's more of a thank you from the Raven Queen more than from me.
Oh.
She benefits and helps you benefit as well.
Well, you're the middleman right now, so give me that to her. So what now?
Just one thing. So, I draw my sword. I do need you to cut your hand on my sword.
Are we sure this is for her and not just out of your, like, weird fetishes or something?
Yeah, I never really got into the blood fetish thing. I have heard about it, though.
Alright. I'm gonna, like, slowly put my hand out.
Okay.
Alright. And
I still have questions about you, but okay.
I don't think I've done anything to not be trusted.
No, it's not so much that. It's more so your choice of clothing.
You don't like my clothes?
Well, I mean, for being a tailor, come on.
I think I do a pretty good job. I'm gonna cut her hand now.
Okay. You take 1 point of damage.
Yep.
And
I'll walk it off.
And I just need you to swear fealty to the Raven Queen, like as you would.
So, I don't know what that means because I don't do that.
It's more of a pact of the mind, if you would.
Like a mental pinky promise?
Kind of.
Okay.
Just with words. So, you could say, you will honor your loyalty to her.
I will honor my loyalty
To the Raven Queen.
to the Raven Queen.
Fantastic.
roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Alright. 17.
Okay. You feel like feathers are dancing across your skin. Your comment,
Yeah.
as much as you have kind of said it loosely, did connect to something. You can feel sensations, things that you've always taken as premonitions of your gut instinct, like the hairs in the back of your neck, on your arm, the tingling across your skin as you feel like these feathers have brushed across you. It's cold, yet warm, energizing, yet draining. Whatever Yajiro has came across you, you have definitely made some type of connection.
Okay then. Now what? Like,
Well, now, as any bargain, I would say, it's up to the Raven Queen to fulfill her side. You won't regret this, Raylan.
I hope not. This isn't gonna get infected, is it?
No, I clean my sword meticulously.
Okay. Checking. My favorite hand.
With the blood of his enemies.
I wasn't gonna say that.
Alright. Tyros, you find Starlight eating a nice hefty sandwich with Lady Carolyn.
Starlock, I think I have a crazy idea that might just work. So,
Okay.
the Witnesses Guild can get us mortar, and we fill in the symbol, we prevent the blood from getting into the symbol, and those Zodiac creatures show up. We can just build a wooden sheet that fills the whole room with mortar an inch deep.
Wasn't something like this tried when it was first discovered? Did anybody try to break it apart or chip it out of the floor or anything like that?
Well, anybody who's trying to reach into it, my understanding is they've been severely injured in a way that can't be magically healed. So I guess anybody who's tried to do anything to it has gotten hurt. But I'm wondering, what if we try to affect it from several feet away? If we literally just filled the room with mortar an inch deep, we wouldn't even have to go over the symbol. We could go from the stairs.
How would we know if it worked? Because then we wouldn't be able to see it.
Well, that is one of my concerns. How was it first discovered? I mean, did someone... It was not there, and then someone carved it, and then activated it? Or was it always there, but buried beneath the floor?
We don't exactly know. I don't ever remember it being there before, ever. We found it when we found the body of our previous steward. He was laying in the middle of it. Dead.
Your idea might have been more viable. And Starlock, like, his eyes kind of unfocused. He turns a little bit to the side. He's looking off in the corner like he's thinking about something. Kind of like doing math, like drawing numbers in the air and considering things, different symbols.
You can give me an Arcana check.
Hang on. So I'm going to use my portent ability. So I rolled a 7 on the die. I'm going to use a portent ability to change that to a 9, giving me a massive 11, but it's better than what I had.
Okay, the idea is intriguing. You think that on a normal, probably like if it was something for like summoning, like an actual being in it, you could do things like either preserve it or damage it. However, because of the greater, difficulty of the things that this portal is, this ritual circle is doing, you have fear that you could be doing what Carolyn might say is actually covering up anything you would be able to visibly see, because if this is a magical situation going on, all you do would be putting a cement cap on it.
Yeah, that was my concern. And as I was saying, the idea was more valuable before these tunnels opened up, demonstrating that the island can just do what it likes with the local sand and stone. So it might just back off the mortar a little bit to reopen the runes, but keep the mortar over the top of it or lower things down. But you have given me an idea, an insight, given the ground, that those tunnels, excuse me, those tunnels have runes and sigils all over them. I don't know if you saw them or not, but that they were covered in writing, which really gave the sense that the writing was instructing the rock how to be shaped, and that potentially someone skilled may be able to alter that writing and thereby alter the course of that tunnel. You know, like if you could find the right place, you could command the tunnel to close by rewriting those words. If instead of filling the basement up, if we dug down deeper, looking for writing that would create that circle, we might be able to interfere with its use by interfering with that writing. I think that we would have to start over by the doors where we can see where the writing is, and then excavate carefully, trying to like uncover mortar or plaster from over hieroglyphs, and see if that led over to the room, or see if we could research how to find it that way. That might be an idea.
It's definitely worth experimenting with.
Another thought that I had, Starlock, you were there when I asked Ian about the lantern. Remember we told you about that. I'm curious if it will reveal things we haven't been aware of in that room or now in these tunnels, again, around my parents that you haven't met, I guess you can't really meet them. You haven't seen my parents yet.
I haven't met anyone who wasn't involved in the fighting.
Right.
Ash, are you coming back upstairs?
Well, if I heard them all talking in the kitchen, yeah, probably.
Okay.
Because it sounds like more than Starlock blowing off.
Okay. As you come in and you're getting a grasp of the conversation, Huel T comes in, the other priest of Cross.
Yeah.
Ash, I'm glad I caught you here. You need to come back to the temple. Now.
Okay. What's going on?
The boy, Larkin. He came back to life.
What? I'd leave, like, I wouldn't even excuse myself. I'd just go.
Alright. Lady Carowin, do you wish to follow?
That should be good news. I cast Gentle Repose on him, which really kind of eliminates the chance of him being undead. So you should be happy, I think, cautiously optimistic,
I'm already
and
going.
see
Starlock's talking to
how
my
he
heels.
is.
Starlight, do you wish to go?
No, I think that is a personal family issue that, while I might be intrigued professionally, I don't think that's my place right now.
All right.
We can discuss arcane things about the tunnels here.
Okay. Mshali, you see the other priest across, Huel, Ash and Lady Carowin running from what you think is the direction of the estate to the temple. On your way back.
I direct the carpenter to continue on with what they were asked to do. I will say to them, ask for Starlock. He will direct you as to what you need, and then I will follow the commotion.
Okay.
And by follow, I mean rush, catch up, probably surpass, find out where they're going.
All right. You catch up then, as they're in mid-run.
So I will not embarrass.
Larkin might be alive.
I will not embarrass him by running backwards because I can move quite fast.
You know you can do it.
Yeah. This is not going to be an Usain Bolt kind of moment. But I will keep pace, and you said Larkin, and then I will blow past them, and I will run immediately there.
All right. You will all. I'm sure you get a sample. Michelle is there. They have Larkin out of embalmment, and he's kind of like getting stuff off him. Get off me! I'm fine. I'm fine.
Do I see Balin?
I will.
Not yet. Shali's there first because he decided to go faster.
I will. Assuming he's not clothed, I will grab a robe or something, or blanket, something to cover him.
Okay.
And then, as I'm doing that, I will put in his hand his locket. I made sure no one got this. It is yours.
Thanks, Shali. What the hell am I doing here?
It's a long story, but be rested. I'll look to one of the priests. Find Balin.
It's Michelle. She's not going anywhere.
Please, milady.
She's the one with the bad leg.
Oh. Oops. I would not have said that. I would have known that. I would not have said that.
I know. That's why I'm trying to help you with your quick note details. This is fuck that.
Well, how would you? No, that is terrible. I would not have. No. As soon as somebody arrives, I will. The first person arrives, I'm like, we need Balin.
All right, he'll come back and go. Oh fuck. Cross. And he goes out. He takes off.
Before he takes off, I will send out don't I have? Yeah, I'll send out my detect thoughts, which is what is my range again? I think I can just blast out.
I think it's 30 feet.
No, it's there's two different diameters. One is 30, so if I focus my mind, it's 30 feet. But if I don't, it's 60 feet.
Okay.
I will just blast out. Balin, get to the Temple of Cross now. And then kind of be looking around, because if I don't see her, I'm going to go running off looking for her somewhere.
I don't think that's the right spell. The word detect does not give that.
But I have used it that way before.
Alright. We'll get it there. Alright, Ash, you are there with Carowin and Amshali with a Larkin who is sitting up, now robed, with Michelle, fussing over him.
I will compose myself and then walk over to him and assume a polite bedside manner and say, "How you feeling?"
Sore? Throat dry?
I'll put my hands out like I'm gonna check his wounds and stuff. Does he mind?
Yeah, sure.
I'll ask him to lay back down and check the wounds where that killed him.
Medicine check, please, at advantage. Yeah, you're definitely aware of supernatural healing, much like greater healing, greater cure wounds, heavily, but things that would be mortal are no longer, he seems to be in peril of. But there are wounds, there are the wounds that killed him. You don't feel like this is a sort of different body. This seems definitely be Larkin from the wounds that he suffered. He has fresh, red rake marks and bite marks on his person, but they are amazingly healed from the time frame.
Sort of what I'd expect from a raised dead spell.
Raised Dead is not a common spell in Alanis.
No, I know, but that level of being brought back from the dead.
Yes, you know it's greater healing magic.
Okay.
How you would decipher it, you could say that.
I won't. I'll really, really high level healing magic then.
But you know none of these two priests that were in your room of this temple could have done it.
I know.
You're the most powerful.
I will ask what do you remember happening?
Me and Magnus were doing rear guard, and I was looking at something large, black, but I got hit from the side, and a lot of pain. Then, a lot of fog, darkness, and then, I don't know, I recently heard a raven calling, like telling me where to go, to lead, and I felt, and I was following it in the dark. And then I woke up, here, looking like this.
Okay. And, do you have any feeling that you have any other connection to this raven anymore? Or is it just a passing dream?
Definitely feels dreamlike. What happened?
I'm not sure. You have been magically healed by magic that's greater magic than I have. When I got to you, you were dead. You were not savable by my magics. The displacer beast had done you in. We brought you here to give you your final rest. And now?
You're saying I was dead.
You were.
And you didn't bring me back.
I did not. I suspect I have an idea of who did, but I don't know why.
High Priest, am I undead?
You are not undead. You are alive.
Okay.
You're not going to be harmed. You're not undead. This is not common magic here in Alanis, but every so often heroes are brought back. Sacrifices are made so that people can carry on. And you have been granted a blessing.
The gods chose me to come back? Wow.
Somebody did.
Give me an insight check. Carowin and Ash.
13.
12. And I'm standing in the doorway because I had mentally yelled out and I was looking for Balin if she showed up. If she didn't, I was going to take.
I mean, he looks. He's definitely feeling humbled at this state. Balin, feeling a little compulsion. You see a lot of activity toward the temple.
Did I hear Carowin though?
Nope. You just feel it compelling to go there.
Then I just kind of start running.
Right. You will find Carowin at the door.
What's going on?
You need to get inside. It's Larkin. I don't know how or why. He's awake.
I just
He's awake.
pushed past her.
Okay. You will see Larkin in a robe, kind of half been bald. Ash is fidgeting over him, but he is breathing. His eyes are alive.
For the first time, everybody calm down. I don't have anything to say. And just, walk over and just very slowly, just kind of, in astonishment, no, this didn't really happen.
Did you actually say that?
No, I'm, thinking it.
She stopped bubbling.
Well, it's important to know what you say here, so...
Balin.
I'm trying to talk it out.
He looks at you and goes, Balin. You're right. Is Magdalene okay?
Yeah.
I say Magdalene's fine. She made it out unscathed.
Oh, alright, good. And I said, remember, just saw the black fuzzy thing.
What fuzzy thing?
I think it was a cat with tentacles.
Ah. Gotcha.
It was some kind of cat with tentacles on it.
Alright, can I have my pants? I want to get out of here.
I'd help him take off the funeral stuff.
Okay.
Everything.
And Shelley steps back and just is kind of quiet in the background.
Ash, would you please give me a insight check at advantage?
Can I give myself guidance,
No.
task cross for guidance in this situation?
Nope.
And go. Oops. Well, the first roll was 20, and then so 20.
As you are helping Larkin get, you feel like there is another godly presence that has entered the temple of the gods of Wellshire.
I look around for any signs.
Give me a perception check, please.
I'm specifically looking for raven feathers. So
Please check with advantage.
I already did advantage, so 21.
As you check, you're not sure, but this is very weird. You're scanning the room, and near Balin, as she's kind of standing up back, the light of the candles flickering from the room of the temple, you see what you're sure, but not sure, of like a shadow that dances from her hair on the back of the wall. That could be a shadow feather, but there's no physical feather there before what appears to like disappear if it were to hit the floor.
Okay. I need, if someone could, to invite Yajiro here.
And
Don't-
Charlie?
I'm not saying go find Yajiro and bring him here. Tell him Ash is inviting him to this church. If anybody is willing to do that for him.
Mshala, you're there? Would you like to do that?
I'm there, and I am actually contemplating, and anybody
Okay.
looking at me will see my eyes kind of doing a thing. I don't say anything. I don't move, but I do look at Balin to see if this is to just kind of get a gauge of her and what she's feeling in this moment. So I kind of like unless it's particularly obvious stuff, I guess I would probably be rolling an insight check.
I mean, it's pretty obvious that I'm very hot. Like I'm in much disbelief. I'm not really hiding it right now.
Okay. I guess Imshali's looking for. He's actually trying to gauge your feelings for Larkin in this moment.
Ooh.
You want to do that?
Imshali does absolutely not, but that's exactly what that this young idiot would do. Matt, you're muted, buddy. I can't hear you.
I'm not hiding anything in this moment, but I think like just the utter shock of everything is kind of more of like just the utter disbelief that Larkin is back, not so much of like, oh my love. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
just a. So
And
I really
will-
don't. I wouldn't really be showing, oh my god, lovingness. It's very just the fuck.
And I rolled very poorly, so I'm not going to get any deeper meaning other than what's on the surface.
Great.
Okay.
And he looks, he will look down at Larkin and says, "You have what's yours. I'm going to go find you, Tara."
And he looks at
I'll
you.
help.
Thanks again, Mshale, my friend. And having no idea what you're implying.
Yeah. And then he will walk, not rush, away.
Okay. So you see that happening.
There's rain clouds like go over him as well.
It's pretty awesome.
Who else came to the? What other NPCs and PCs are here right now? Once I assume Balin.
It is just now Balin, Carowin, and Michelle with you and Larkin. But I'm going to move on from that for a second. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. I had a question.
Thulsa, you kind of come upstairs after all the weird stuff kind of going on. And Ian is pouring over a bunch of stuff on the table. And he's doing it pretty pissed off, but he's doing it. Get voice? No voice. Talk in ominously quiet. Why is getting that, Jen? What was your question?
Do I have any idea what, based upon previous conversations with Yajaro, do I have any idea what Ash is going through Ash's head? Like, am I thinking the same lines, or?
Jeez, I mean.
Do I see connection?
Yeah, I mean, for Jen to look at Carowin, I mean, I can't say. You could definitely say coincidence, but I wouldn't say it was not out of the realm of possibility for Carowin to think outside the box to understand that there's no other way. Her high priest does not know how Larkin is alive. You were proposed something, and now he said go find Yajiro. So, I would find that easily fathomable for you to say Carowin is on that line of thinking.
Okay. Matt, are you back?
Matt,
Nope.
look.
Oh, there.
He is trying to pop out.
Okay,
Borrowed
so
computer.
I will go over to Ash, and it's not going to take much to get his attention at this point. I will just silently stand next to him and make eye contact and go, what the hell is going on here?
I give you a look like, wait a minute, and I work to usher Balin and Larkin on their way. Good health. Tell Larkin to come check with me in the morning to ensure there's no lasting after effects, etc., etc. Put on the
Take
nice
one of these and call me in the morning.
Yeah, take one of these and call me in the morning. Don't go swimming for an hour afterwards. And then once I assume they will leave and go on their way.
Who you up? You to Larkin?
Balin and Larkin.
Okay. All right. So Balin, you will take Larkin to his father's.
Yeah.
Cool.
Once it's just the two of us, I will then look at Carowin and go, Jiro found someone to convert, I think. There is another godly presence within this temple that I can't place my finger on. But signs and words and statements have pointed to the Raven Queen.
Is this going to be a problem?
I don't know. I I don't have a problem with other gods. I'm not going to worship the Raven Queen. I'm not going to dispute that other gods exist. My concern is if she claims the realm of death, there's already a god who claims the domain of death, and that would be my concern.
Is there?
We don't know what her motives are.
You said that you feel her presence here. Is that going to be a problem?
No, this church already is home to 4 other gods.
Okay.
I don't know that all of their... There may be a concern between the Church of Ra and her, I would assume, and that would be a discussion. But if Yujiro needs a place of worship for his Raven Queen, I would rather he set it up elsewhere so there were no conflicts in that case, and that's something I wish to discuss with you. There's no need for a conflict. I'm just concerned that he worships the god of death in his own ways. That's concerning.
Well, she certainly showed her hand. Do you need me here, or I mean, there's so much going on.
There is so much going on, and I would love to have you stay, but I'm certain that whatever you want, you're always welcome.
I can, if you would like me to be here, I can certainly stay. There are certainly people far smarter than me that can look at the ruins and use the lantern and interpret whatever it is they see. I'm just gonna see chicken scratch. They don't look like anything to me. So what we do see, there's just so much going on.
Well, I agree, and you've got a lot on your plate. If you want to just stay here, I'm happy to have you by my side to discuss this and know what's going on in your own town with churchy things.
Churchy thing. Well put. Okay, I'll hang out.
Okay. Matt, you back? Yeah, thank you. We got your voice?
Testing.
Okay, we got you. Alright, Thulsa, you come back upstairs, kind of like things are kind of figuring themselves out. Ian is at one of the rooms. He's got on the table a bunch of stuff. He's a bloody mess, doing things angrily, but he is apparently doing some things.
Have I returned from getting the lantern?
No, I'm assuming you're still working on these things, and then...
Okay, that's fine.
Well, looks like things got a little bit heated there. Do I have to put you in jail for assault again, or are you not going to hit him again?
No, I'm fine. I was just frustrated because he ran away when we needed him. Can you throw him in jail for abandonment?
Not sure that's a thing in this town, but you can check with Lady Carowin or Sir Murray when he comes back. I'm not sure where things stand between those two at the moment.
Okay.
Last I knew, you should be out on the picket lines with Sir Murray, because I mean you were conscripted into the town militia. But I haven't been in charge of the militia for a while, so I don't know exactly how that's working.
Last I knew, I was dedicated to Lady Carowin, and she asked me to go down and deal with what was below.
I get that. I'm just saying I'm out of the loop. I don't know much about what's going on right now.
That's fine.
Just been raising my horses and helping Mom with the ranch.
Yep.
So what you working on now? I mean, obviously armor and weapon and other miscellaneous.
Just stuff I found after we defeated the beast.
Okay, well, make sure you clean that up good before the blood rusts it all.
I'll don't think we have to worry too much about the rest, but yeah, I'll make sure to clean it up good.
All right. And where are you supposed to be storing it? Because I'm not sure it can stay here in the mansion. I mean, again, I don't know what the town guard's doing. I don't know what the house guard's doing.
I'll distribute it out to who needs it the most.
What
Whether
kind of
that be
armor is it? I mean, like heavy armor or...
It's half plate. I'm trying to figure out who could use that.
That's pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe Ash.
Actually, that's medium armor.
It's still pretty heavy
You're the
versus
only one
leather.
I know who wears plate.
I actually don't wear plate. I have chainmail. I actually have better armor than half plate.
Maybe.
True.
Well, the family keeps a bit of an armory, so I'm sure you can put it in there, and maybe one of the house guards can use it.
Maybe.
Someone going to protect one of the lords or ladies directly. But you know, you should take care of the weapons. Don't let them get rusty. I guess I'm going to go down and check out those tunnels, see where they come out, so we can know how to defend them.
Well, we didn't get that far in them, and we all got attacked, so I wouldn't go alone, and I don't even know how many people you would need.
I ain't got
You
no
know.
one. They all gone.
Don't go alone.
Or you were
If you
just
go
down.
alone, you yeah, we got lucky. If you go alone, you probably will not come back. We faced the beast in the one I went in. I don't know what they faced in the other one.
Well, they got to come up somewhere. We got to know where they come up so we can guard them, so they don't come down and sneak into the family. I mean, not even beasts. We got to make sure assassins don't come in and take out Lady Carowin or Sir Murray when he's in the house.
Right. Hey Benny, when we were in the tunnels and we got attacked by the beast, my side, we found that pool of water. It dropped down from the ceiling, like, right?
Drop down from the only thing I can tell you that would make concerning to him is that that you figured out the Dread Realm made the tunnels recently. Like,
Right,
these
no.
aren't established tunnels, so Thulsa doesn't realize that. So you don't know exactly how. You assume that everything was done like recent.
Yeah.
Give me an Arcana check.
No, 3.
Yeah, okay. You're too upset. Yeah. I mean, that's all you can kind of like tell him that maybe something is on.
Yeah, no, I remember that. I was thinking about actually when the beast showed up and attacked us, it dropped down into that pool of water, or did it come up out of that?
No, it came up the hall.
Okay. I don't
But-
remember it coming to the hall, so I just
but,
remember it was there.
Yeah, it was a lot of echo thing that you were kind of picking up and weird, but
Okay.
it was definitely chaotic. A lot of things happened. You know, you obviously know it was larger than life, larger than probably a Minotaur should have been.
Yeah.
With everything else.
Okay. Also, I don't know if the tunnels go anywhere, because, like, I don't know if you heard Starlock, but they were created by the land themselves, so they may not exit anywhere that we know of.
Well, they got to exit somewhere because something got into them and came down.
Unless it was already down there and just waiting for the tunnel to create a path from it to us. We don't know. We don't know. We know these things might be coming from another plane. They could be sitting in this plane in stasis or frozen somewhere waiting for something to wake them up to come attack us. It could have been underground this whole time. Nobody would have known. There's nothing to say that these tunnels go anywhere. We never found an exit in the short time we were there.
Well, yeah, you're making my point for me. We don't know anything about them.
Right, but going alone or
But we
with
have
a few
we have
people,
doors
need-
into the basement to our important people.
Yes, and I worry that something could come through them at any time, but we need more than a couple of us to start searching one of the tunnels at a time, because the 3 that were left fighting the beast almost got wiped out. I don't know how the other team was. They seemed okay though.
No, Larkin was killed, remember?
Oh yes, Larkin was killed, but the rest seemed okay. So, if you don't have anyone to go with, I would not go. I would set watches.
I'm aware you would not go. Yes.
Ian, I'm gonna give you.
Not back in the tavern right now.
Ian, I'm gonna give you one more thing.
Okay.
Yujiro was very adamant about certain people going down in. And he mentioned Larkin was not supposed to be down there. And he paid a price. You don't know where Thulsa is right now in that standing.
That's true. Yeah, that is the other thing, is whoever talks to Yujiro said only certain people can go in those tunnels, and Larkin went in, he died. The rest of us barely survived. You may not be one of those few. Your men may not be one of those few. So if you go down there, there's a greater than 0% chance you will die.
I understand what you're saying. Absolutely. But do you understand it's my duty to protect this town?
It's all of our duty to protect this town. It's not yours alone. Every single one of us who have been fighting these beasts are here to protect the town. And you alone are not the only one doing everything. We're all trying to do our part. I understand that you want to go down there. I understand you probably want to see if you can do something, because for whatever reason, but do not go in those tunnels.
Ian, maybe you should head back to the tavern and start up a song or two, keep everybody's morale up. Of course, nobody in the town still knows that we're being attacked by monsters, every other day. But why don't you leave the police into me, and you leave the merrymaking to you, and we'll meet at the dinner table and have a good drink when it's time to have our nightly sit down.
All right. So you're gonna head down to the tunnels?
I'm not anywhere near this conversation, am I?
No, not yet.
Oh.
Hold on, I'm reading some.
It's just weird stuff. So Thulsa, yes, down to the tunnels.
Yeah, I mean it's
Okay.
No,
we have a
I'm going to
basic
cast suggestion
need
on
to
him
defend.
to not go in the tunnel. You
I
have to
attack
make-
him when he does it.
I'll use subtle spell, so you don't know.
Well, he'll know if you if he fails a saving throw.
That's fine.
But I mean,
It's a wisdom saving.
yeah. But here's the thing, Ian. Like, I mean, you put your you're putting your statement on, but he is a police officer, more or less, of the town. That would be, and with already your relationship with that situation,
Yeah,
I think in a lot of stuff, the best thing for you would probably be to tattletale on him and not so much command him.
Okay.
For Ian's sake.
I'm in the estate. How far is? Do I know how far the church is from me?
Yeah, it's not that far. As you can see, it's pretty much across.
Within 120 feet.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna reach out with a message to Lady Carowin and say, Thulsa's trying to go down in the
punch him.
tunnels.
Well, no, this is when you walk away, so you're going down the
Yeah,
tunnels.
you're walking. Thulsa's going down
Okay.
in the tunnels. You can reply to this message.
You can reply this message.
Say the last time Ian wiggled his fingers around me, somebody died. So I'm not going to let him cast magic.
No, he's gonna do this well. Well, I'm keeping him self-preserved of spell casting on you.
I will use subtle spell because there are visual and somatic components to this. So
All right.
you won't know. It'll just be in my head.
All right. So that is into Carowin's mind. All right. While that's in your head, and you can think about it, and you can message to Ian what your reply is. Starlock and Tyros, the two of you are sort of in the kitchen. You've now fed, drank, Is there anything we particularly want to resolve, or do you guys just want to wait till events are dictated of you guys?
I've got 3 things I'd like to take care of.
Okay.
I need to find a luthier who can turn these minotaur horns into enchanted instruments. I need to find a tailor who can turn this displacer pelt into a displacer cloak. And I think Yujiro may be able to help me out with that. I'm not sure if he will. I'm going to ask him first because he's going to go too bad for tailor stuff. And I want to poke around the library in town.
Okay. You know there's no library, except there might be some knowledge either in the church or the estate. The only tailor you know is Jadiro, and you have no idea who could do anything with the horns, because you're not of the town. But this could be something you can investigate, or there is a wizard right across the table from you.
True. Starlock, have you any idea how I could turn these minotaur horns into enchanted horns? I want to gift them to Ian.
I honestly have never tried my hand at that sort of crafting. I'm more of a... actually, I am of the school of divination and not an enchanter. I haven't tried any kind of crafting like that before. Doesn't mean that I can't, I just can't right now. That would take me a long time to learn.
Alright. Do you know anyone who might know or might be able to help?
If I were looking for someone, pardon me just a moment. Okay, apparently this sneeze is going to happen right now. If I were looking for someone to do such a thing, I would try to find an enchanter. Also, that's not... I can't think of anybody in the circles that I know personally that does that, and they would all be back at Greyheim at minimum. Sorry.
Alright. I'll have to take a trip, it seems.
Okay. So you're gonna go look for anyone who can do all those things. Starlock, what would you like to do with everyone leaving you?
I am going to walk back toward the basement door. I'm thinking about taking notes or drawing pictures of the rooms. But then, as I get to the door, I have misgivings about being down there alone and near to that power and near to those tunnels. So I'm going to cast Arcane Lock on the door to make sure that surprises don't come up from below without blowing out the door, or that innocent townsfolk aren't summoned down there by nebulous forces to get into something. Then I will go back to my wagon where I have my research materials. Or actually, I think I will go out and try to locate Lady Carowin. I'll ask people that I see along the way if they know where she might be, or a temple that she may have been running to.
Alright, as you go and get to the door and you're about to start your ritual, Thulsa comes out from apparently somewhere else in the estate and looking to go downstairs.
Can I respond to that message? I know I typed it.
You can respond to Nate, but you can't respond to any of the people that are doing all this.
Ash would have... Okay, what I typed, Ash would have heard. Because I would have said it out loud.
You can send it to him. So Thulsa and Starlock, you as you're about to set the lock, Thulsa, you are walking and seeing a circle of the blue roses doing something with about to do something to the door, to the basement.
Have a good day.
Oh, you lost your voice again.
Fair day, good sir. I understand you're part of the circle.
Yes, I am. How can I help you?
I'm glad to see that there's someone with some responsibility here. We've got a lot of little wiggly figures around town that's been giving me a bit fit here, but glad to see somebody with some experiences here. I appreciate your ideas for securing the basement. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. I'm the constable of the town, although I've been on a bit of a furlough, I guess is the good word for it, for a bit, while things get sorted out and settled around here.
So you are that false doom that I've been hearing about?
Yes, sir, I am.
Inquiries, nothing bad at all. Discussing the situations and the outcomes here, inquiring after law enforcement in the town. Your name had been brought up several times. It's good to meet you.
I appreciate it. I asked for all the help so that we could get things sorted out here in town. Appreciate that you came along. What is your take on this this magical circle and ritual that we're dealing with? I assume you're one of the individuals that was responded as part of my request as a sage and understander of these kind of magical things.
Yes, if I may. And he reaches slowly, like toward the one of the folds in his robes, as though he's going to reach for something underneath his jacket.
Of course.
And then he reaches in slowly, pulls out essentially a leather pouch, leather envelope. From it, he takes out several pieces of paper, hands them to you. They are 3 pages. The first page, if you look through them all, the first page seems to have a summary of what's on the other 2 pages. They sort of just back up. On that first page, it explains that Starlock, and he is named by name, is an investigator with full law enforcement backing from the Court of Greyhound, and is to have full access to any resources that he might request in the name of the Lord of Greyheim, and may choose, when necessary, to assert jurisdiction over local law enforcement if necessary. And it's all just there. It seems to be, it's not a direct confrontation or whatever, it's just in the letter explaining what he's been sent out to do and what sort of powers have been granted to him by the court. And there's a seal at the bottom of it. So, if you please, please feel free to take one of the back 2 pages, page 2 or page 3. They're essentially identical. You can have one as a copy for your office. And also, if you please, may I please have back the one that has the seal?
Of course. Here's your paperwork.
Thank you. And he
I'm here to...
carefully folds the papers that he was given back, puts them back in the pouch, puts them back in his pocket. Upon our arrival, the effect which had been stated to me that the runes, as part of this apparently abyssal magical circle or system of energy, this energetic circle, one of the runes had filled with blood. I did not witness the event. Had filled with blood It was the next in the sequence called the Beast. During such time as noticing this, we found previously unknown or previously non-existent tunnels in the basement. Upon further investigation, as we were attempting to locate the creature assaulting the town, noticed that there were arcane writings in the walls, leading myself to believe that the entity, the being, the intelligence, which is the land itself, created the tunnels as voids within its own heartstone, creating portals, which then allowed the beasts to enter through those portals. We were fortunate enough to confront them very close to their first beachhead, their first strong point in this realm, and at some cost was able to defend the town again. As I understand it, we've never found how many lives these things could take if unchecked. There was significant injury and one loss of life. Perhaps that number will be adjusted, I don't know. That remains to be seen. Anyway, the beast was stopped. The tunnels are still there. It's my understanding from the stories and my sense of my personal experience of this arcane activity that no one be in the area of that circle, or particularly in those tunnels, without significant armed force being both martial and magical. For that reason, and understanding that we all need to sleep sometime, I was in the process of locking this door to prevent accidental injury to other people that might be attempting to discharge their duties in good faith, but inadvertently being in over their head and becoming further victims of this malign.
As you're talking,
Intelligence.
a man in his 40s, Thulsa, you know this to be Dural Farius, and a older woman in her late 50s. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, in her late 50s. Marigold Montoga have arrived and coming up to the door. And Farius goes, here to make an iron gate.
Excellent. Well,
Yes, we're
do you have the materials with you just outside?
Yes, we're need to get the specs situated, and I've got workers that are going to ferry him down.
Excellent.
So, allow me to, and I apologize for interrupting you. Your work's going to have to wait just a moment. But I need to clarify a couple of your understandings of the situation. First off, when we discovered this, we originally discovered it because the steward and his son made a play for control of the town and control of the government, attempting to assassinate the kids of the family. When we chased them into the basement, we found that this magical circle had been erected, and the steward's body was used as some kind of sacrifice to probably start it. His blood was pooling into the different aspects of the circle. That magical energy is reaching up through the floor directly up into the chambers of the Lord and the Lady. And as I said, we can't enter it without being hurt. The runes are filling in on their own, one by one. But the blood's coming from the body at different times in different directions. As we understand it, these beasts coming are intended to get to the circle and make contact with the circle. That's what we're trying to prevent them doing. They've all been coming from different directions to get there. So locking this door is not going to help, because we need to be aware of anything moving down there. If this door is locked and we can't get down and see the runes filling in, we won't know the beasts are on their way. And with those tunnels down there, they could just waltz right in and touch them without anybody knowing and get to the circles. So we can't block access. We need to know what's going on.
What has been the tempo of the runes being filled in? I'm given to understand that it has been at least multiple days, if not weeks, between the events.
Whatever timing is causing them to be filled in, we don't know. There doesn't seem to be a pattern there. But the beasts arrive generally within 24 to 48 hours of the rune becoming full.
So, have you seen the remains of the beast that was killed down in the tunnels below?
No, I just came down and met you, as apparently you had been finishing up whatever conflict it was, preventing him from getting to the circle.
Constable, the lady wanted us to make a door, a gate thing, whatever. Can we go ahead and do that now? Time's a burn.
Perhaps we can satisfy several people's curiosity. I will open the door. The door is not going to be blocking access, but as you mentioned, the circle has long-term unescorted or unobserved presence to the circle. Seems to have a corrosive or corruptive effect on the minds of the people that are too close to it. Would you agree?
No, I don't think we've seen anything like that.
Except the very first time. The magic reaching up through the floor to corrupt the minds of the Lord and Lady?
No, not corrupt the minds. It's got them trapped inside it. It's not a sphere shape. It's more like a cylinder shape, straight up through the floor and up through the bedroom.
Okay.
They are trapped in their beds. We suspect their life force is linked to the circle in some way, but we don't know what it's having for an effect, other than they're unresponsive. We can't wake them up, can't yell at them. We don't know if they can hear us, but we can't reach them either.
So,
but it's a circle around their bed too, so it's going from the basement straight up through the house.
What I would like to do is take you and your people that you choose. You've come with several, I believe. These good workmen, craftspeople, and several other swordsmen down into the area to get a look at the current state of the basement without passing the plane of the arches into the tunnels. I would also choose to have, let's say, three. 3 is a good magical number. I feel like that is protective in this instance. 3 members of the Foxes as well, to bolster the strong sword arms of the constabulary here in this town, down in the basement as well.
We ain't got 3 foxes left. They're not here.
I thought that we'd had more than 3 when we came into town. My mistake.
Well,
then,
there may have been when you came into town, but everybody's been taken out to guard against the Breckenvale assaults. They're worried that there's more of an army coming, and I'm worried that they're going to be using these tunnels to get in. We gotta know where these tunnels come up out of the ground.
They don't come up out of the ground. They go deeper into the ground, and then they go to a cross-dimensional space, one of the lower planes, where even the most intelligent and stalwart wills in this plane are ripped into absolute shreds of madness by defiling and infernal beings with claws that rend souls for sport. They don't come back out. The island doesn't take wildlife from the surface into the basement and then back up into here. It brings things from places infinitely more foul than anything that even I, having seen things, would not dream of such things as come out of these holes. They do not reach to the surface.
We got that problem too. See over in the mirror on the other room over there, next to where the steward's body is in the circle, there was some sulfur on the floor by the mirror too. I think that was a portal.
Mirror was
Indeed.
upstairs, Matt.
Hmm?
The mirror was upstairs in the master bedroom.
Oh, I thought the mirror was downstairs by the portal. I'm sorry, or down by the circle.
No, it was
Whoa.
upstairs.
Doral
Well,
goes,
we got a mirror that's working as a door. in
Constable,
here,
are
too.
you going down with us so we can do our job?
Oh, absolutely. Especially now if we got things crawling up out of the deep dark. That,
All right.
We
they're-
just need a couple more swords.
So you will find a couple local house guards. They will cats. So you have Thulsa,
they-
2 guards.
Did they travel with us? I'm looking for people that I've traveled with.
You don't know where they are.
There anybody from the party nearby?
If you
Carowin's on her way back.
you will be able to go out, but you will know that the other guys will probably be heading downstairs if you leave the vicinity. If you're cool with that, then I will tell you who you find.
If they're people that I've traveled with, then I'm happy to have them down there with us.
All right. So the Dorel, the other woman, Thulsa, 2 armed house guards are going down. You don't go very far before you find Ian with a table full of shit.
Ian, could you help me keep some craftspeople safe down in the basement for a bit while they get specs on the doors?
Huh? No one should be going down there.
We need to go down there to get the specifications of the doors so that they can be sealed properly. It's only going to be a matter of minutes, and I need someone that I know better than other people here in town down there
Okay.
with me.
Alright, I'll go down there real quick.
Thank you.
As you get down there,
I owe you a beer.
it is oddly you see Thulsa kind of looking confused, but the workers are already working apparently at one door. The other one is gone. And I go to Mshale. You have found Yajiro.
Excellent. Yujiro?
Yes, how can I help you, Charlie?
Ash has invited you to the temple.
Invited me, you say?
It seems that Larkin has returned to us.
That's excellent news.
It is. Personally, I am not a big fan of your recruitment. But your
Recruitment?
actions... Yes, recruitment.
Am I creating a team for something?
Yes, it seems that you are gathering people. But that's... Let me try again. I'm sorry. That probably came across more stern than I intended. I want to say thank you. Not because I like what you're doing or how you're doing it, but because the potential for what you've done has made someone I care about very happy. So I thank you. If you would kindly go see Ash, I have some things I have to take care of. And I would prefer discretion regarding this conversation.
Absolutely, shall I? Should I, never mind. I'll go see Ash. Thank you.
Before you turn, he takes a step in the direction away before he hesitates.
If you do care about the realm, as I'm sure you do, there are ways to serve. I'll just leave it there.
I will turn around and say, you serve a master I shall never serve. And as long as our purposes are not at crosses, we shall never have a conflict.
Fair enough, Charlie.
And I will turn and under my breath to myself, and in my head I will simply say, and don't hurt the ones I care about. And I will walk.
Hold on. As you take a step away,
Dang it!
Some of the real quick, Charlie. Your people serve totem spirits, right?
Our shaman serve spirits, yes, generally. Some
And-
follow some gods.
Okay.
Religion
You
and
follow
faith is not a
spirit
major
or
part
God?
of neither.
No,
We
you
have
don't
faith
follow
in each
spirit?
we have faith in each other. We depend not on the gods. We will venerate the spirits when it is appropriate or necessary.
And
We
one
will
of
call on healing when it is needed. We will call on rains when they are needed.
and one of the
But we
spirits
move
that you
and we
venerate
find
is also a raven, right? As well
Not
as
I
a fox.
know. Fox is a name, descriptive, tells us what we do. Is not a spirit that I particularly worship. I worship none. I'm a defender and a protector of my friends.
That one's a little more confusing then. I'm kind of lost, milady. Spirits are protectors and strength, and M. Chalet is saying the same thing. But you say that he can save them or watch them die one by one? I'm confused. Are the spirits dying? Are they failing? Do your spirits pass away, M. Chalet, before you go?
The spirits come and go, but as long as what they represent exists, they can be reborn. There are even tales of spirits being reborn within our warriors. or within our shaman, or sometimes just within our people. It is not. We're not like my friend Ash, or apparently you. We are not ones to go to a building or to find that communion. We simply do what we do, and as long as we continue to do it, that communion is part of everything we do. And occasionally, we will honor those spirits in specific ways, but it's not... What's the word I heard Lady Carowin's father say one time? It's not dogma that drives every faithful person.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree. And while I concur with you, Milady, I do not think that M. Chalet is the type, and I do not think he will be swayed.
Am I noticing that he's talking to somebody else while we're talking?
It looks like it to me.
I always talk out loud for a reason.
Okay. No. I shall not be swayed.
And I would not choose to give up my friendship.
I would say this, though. If your power,
I see.
if your power were as beneficial as you say they are, perhaps they would not wait until a moment of tragedy to show their benevolence and demand repayment for it.
In this
And with
particular
that,
case,
Mshali just walks.
he is wrong, but I'll talk to him about it at another time.
Okay. Yajiro, you make your way to the Temple of the Gods, where Ash and Lady Carowin are... I think Carowin's about to leave?
She's probably going to leave as he gets there.
Okay.
Probably.
Alright, so she makes a nod to you?
Good luck. So, when Yajiro comes in, I look at him and I say, so, this place feel any different to you? Take a second. Take it in.
Well, to me it's just a building. What should I be noticing?
No. Take a minute. Take the place in. Feel it out. See if it feels any different to you.
Interesting question, lady. Ash, do you give the Raven Queen your god's blessing?
Yujiro, I'm conversing with you. I'm not here to interfere with the means between gods.
Do you give me your god's blessing?
I would give anybody the protection of Cross. That's what I do. I would bless you and hope for your protection. Absolutely. I've done it repeatedly. I've done it a bunch of times. You're really trying to mix words here in a time that I'm actually reaching out and trying to be nice and accepting and understand what's going on. This isn't the time for deception and double talk. powers are changing within the realm, and you are just trying to gain an advantage. I'm reaching out. I'm not interrogating. I'm not being mad. I'm impressed. I seek answers. I don't seek double.
The place does seem warmer now that you mention it.
I assume you have found a convert somewhere else? One follower of an extraplanar entity
I see.
is a warlock, such as yourself. Two
Well,
makes me a
A
religion.
paladin.
One, worshiper, is warlock slash paladin, but two starts making it a religion. And a miracle occurred here.
Did it now?
It did.
That's wonderful news.
Please stop playing coy and trying to gain an advantage. Tell me what you know.
Who would I be
even-
gaining an advantage over, Ash?
I don't know, but you always seem to be playing coy when I'm actually trying to help you here. Trying to invite you in. Trying to find out where this stands. And you just can't answer straight. Please, just...
I'm not sure he would be warm to know that, milady. He seems quite cold at the moment.
So, I know it's obviously hard to get your undivided attention with her speaking in your ear constantly. Can you tell me, now that you actually have a following for your lady, what domain does she plan to claim within the realm, and how does that affect the other gods?
That's a fantastic question.
Right. Maybe...
Can the gods not share planes? Do they not share this plane?
They do not share domains. Each domain is unto themselves. There is no other god of protection. Tyr is the only god of justice. Ra is the only god of the sun. Ares is the only god of battle. And Thoth the only god of knowledge. My concern is your statements before were that your lady was the god of death, where there's already a god of death in this world?
So, while there are, as you say, domains to each god, my understanding is that there are pantheons in which the domain is duplicated and other gods rule over that domain. In that pantheon?
What? Ben, how much would I know about extraplanar pantheons and such?
Arcana check, disadvantage.
That's I do know gods have changed over the years, though, right?
Correct. That's why there's a long shot to this.
At disadvantage, it's a 20. Shit, those are two good rolls.
You got 21.
Disadvantage, 21.
Wow. You're thinking, and this starts to go back to your connection with the Fey Court. Something Diana said to you. That there were some things that now, as Yujiro is speaking to you, that kind of disconnect your beliefs. In Alanis, especially from all the upbringing you had, the Pantheon has held pretty firm, but yet there is definitely what you are arguing about, that certain gods have made claim to what you know. You've known the sun god to be different gods, and it takes a long history to find the first to where you are with Ra now. But Diana said something about another connection elsewhere, and that has rattled your argument with Yujiro's factoid about, well, how do the other gods come into being? That would combat that if Ra was the god of sun, and he did not rise from mortality to godhood and take that claim away, which has been in even ancient past that you have somewhat got into. He was already an established divinity. Then that would not be, your argument is not solid. That these gods are coming from elsewhere, and there might be actually something strange to your pantheon in that manner, knowing that this is a dread realm, that it is somehow tied and touched, that you do know that people have come from different places, very fantastical places that have made no sense in what is just known to the gypsies. So, if the fairy are also kind of saying something to this, maybe there is meat to the substance of what he's talking about.
All right. I just that plays into how I would reply to his comment then, just that I know that. So gods don't necessarily share, but like you said, there are multiple pantheons. Are you saying she's from a different pantheon of gods? From a different place?
Yes.
So, is that pantheon trying to force their way into Alanis? I'm concerned about a god war. I really, truly am. I don't want whatever else is going on here to turn into the gods at conflict with each other.
Why would there be a war? So, if two gods share the same belief and power in what they do, and they just happen to be in the same realm, why does that require a war?
It will be conflict because their power is fed from their followers, and they would be forced to split followers. If there are two gods of death, there are two groups of followers to the gods of death.
Why can you not believe in both?
You can believe in as many gods as you want, but you can really, truly only worship one. As far as priests,
that's right.
I can't worship Tyr. I can honor him. I can give him my thanks. I can ask Ares to guide my blade in battle, although I would ask Cross to do that. I could ask Thoth to help me find information in the book, but I don't worship them in that way. I honor them in that way. Those of us who draw power from the gods, best I know, can't draw power from multiple gods. Your power comes from the Raven Queen alone.
Have you ever witnessed a god war?
No, but
How old are you?
I'm concerned about it, is what I said.
I will say, Jeremy, in Alanis, there has never been a god war. There has, strangely though, there have been lost gods.
Has this thought in his head that it's a thing that can happen when he doesn't know that it could.
All right, Jeremy, out of character.
I don't care about character.
The reasoning. Okay, so in character, there are two gods of death, and from my point of view, there's only one pool of death worshippers, and now they're going to be split, which means those gods are going to be weakened, and they're going to have to conflict.
I will say, for clarification, what I think Ash is trying to terminology, it's not what you guys are experiencing in Spero. It is not a god war of the gods. It is a war between two gods. Like, that would be the maximum that Ash is seeing. Like, one god is about to supersede the other. How that happens, he's not sure.
I'm definitely not talking about the other.
Okay.
Yeah, I understood that. I'm just saying, so my character is... It doesn't make sense why he would even reach to think that the gods had to fight each other if it's never happened before.
Well, no.
In his lifetime or his history.
I'm gonna pull that back myself. The god, like I said before, the sun god has changed at least 3 times.
But they've killed each other?
No one knows.
There we go.
But you don't know if that was the case. Also, there are a number of other gods that have found their way into the pantheon of Alanis that have not been explained. The only one that is known is the Dark Lady Silk. She has come from the Dread Realm status, so mortal to Dread Realm to goddess, is the only one that Alanis historians can fully track. The other people around the Pantheon, there is not enough evidence or research to explain how events happen. They have, most of them would say murder, because that's how dark this realm is. So most speculation would be some type of conflict of murder. So
Okay.
I would say that would be the most entertaining tale spoken by the people of Alanis, but there is absolutely no evidence of how any one of them have come into power, besides the Dark Lady.
Right.
So maybe war is too harsh of a word, but definitely conflict between the churches for followers.
So I have no church, and I am merely trying to make a better world of what we've got with the patron I've got.
Right. So you are recruiting followers to follow the Raven King, right?
Sure.
There's
But I don't mind any other gods. I have no qualm or conflict with them, and I have no qualm or conflict with the death realm god that you are talking about.
you are adding a whole lot of stuff into this conversation that is not needed. I completely agree with you. I worship in a church with 4 other gods. I don't like Loki, I don't like his followers, but I accept that he has to exist for the feast. I accept it. I will fight against him and his followers, but I accept it. I worship one. Now, what I'm asking, you're converting followers. You are, by definition, creating a church, a following, a religion. What is that religion about?
Inevitability of the realm, I suppose.
Inevitability of the Dread Realm, you suppose? So, she would be a god of maintaining the realm?
Probably maintaining status quo, maybe. I'll see what she says.
I hear Ben typing, so we'll give it a second. Actually, let me ask you another question while he's typing that out. You said she's the god of death. How does she feel about the undead?
Well, it depends, I suppose. For the most part, she believes that the undead are welcome in her realm, and they've died and they've passed on, and that was their purpose.
No,
But-
those are spirits. I mean, the undead who remain here.
Oh, you're talking about
Vampires.
ghouls and...
Ghouls, those things.
Gotcha.
Does she endorse the creation of them?
No.
Good. Okay. That's a god of death I can work with.
Those things are abominations.
That's great. That's one of the biggest questions to ask about a god of death, because Osiris believes in death and renewal, and he is not particularly fond of the undead either, because it stops the process. And Ra would have a real problem with anyone who endorses the creation and use of undead. And he is probably the more powerful god in the realm. Now wait for Ben to finish.
So, Milady says she's a dark guide, if you will. The collector of souls, and she safeguards those. And she's even saved a soul and returned it. Saved a soul that you know, and returned it to a new realm as she was.
is she talking about someone other than the one she just brought back? Jeremy's like, I don't know. I don't have a lifeline.
Someone of your bloodline. Yes.
Someone of my... I don't know my bloodline. So... How does that help?
I know.
So do I, Lee. I wrote the background.
So that just puts a bunch of question marks in Ash's head.
No, it doesn't. It starts actually making him a little disturbed after other things have been said. So, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not... I like the answers you've given me. I would like to know if you would actually like to find a place to create a shrine or place of worship for the Raven. We have a tradition here of maintaining the other shrines to their gods and respecting them. And if she's going to claim a place of divinity within the realm, she deserves respect. And to be honest, she has been very helpful and given you a lot of knowledge. I don't like the shadiness you give me, but you have been very helpful. Don't think this is conflict.
Really, milady? You see this guy as that insightful? Huh. Okay.
I don't know why you doubt me on my insight.
No. Just she gives you a lot of credit, and that is really amazing. And Gadra will actually take a deep bow as he's saying she finds your watchful eyes very helpful to the realm, and you've been able to flush out enemies even to your own bloodline, and you're the most connected to the great darkness about to come.
What? Alright, I will...
As you're stunned with that, and think, we will call it from here.
Art knows exactly what you're talking about, even though you don't.
Alright. I think we had set a date ahead of time for those watching. Yes, the 14th of July. We will return as dark things have changed. One door now in the basement. Ash is being conflicted with thoughts of possible greatness or doom to come. We shall see. But if you want to figure out what is happening, please join us July 14th. And thank you very much, all.